Hello and welcome student in class 6th, subject history, chapter number 5, religious trend in ancient India. So, with the help of this lesson, let's learn about how was religious trend in ancient India. So, let's learn the learning objectives of our lesson religious trend in ancient India. So, in this lesson, we are going to learn about Jainism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Zoroastrianism. What is Jainism? Jainism differs from other religions in its concept of God. Jainism regards every living soul as potentially divine. It prescribes a path of non-violence to progress the soul to this ultimate goal. Jainism is commonly referred to as Jain Dharma in Hindi and Samanam in Tamil. According to Jainism, ontologically, there are two kinds of substance, namely Jiva and Ajiva. Jiva means living things and Ajiva means non-living things. You can see the symbol of Jainism too on the slide. Vardhaman Mahavir period start from 599 BCE to 527 BCE. There was a Mahajan Pada known as Vrijil in and now it's known as the state of Bihar. Its capital was Vaishali. Vardhaman Mahavir was born in Kundagram. His father's name was Siddharth and mother's name Trishala. Vardhaman Mahavir left his home and all comforts for the attainment of knowledge. He attained enlightenment after 12.5 years of rigorous tapasya. His knowledge was pure or Kevil. Therefore, he is also known as Kevili. He was called Jinnah or conqueror because the joy derived from physical comforts and the discomfort felt due to undesired things had no impact whatever on him. The term Jain derives from the word Jinnah. Vardhaman is said to be Mahavir because he had the resilience, means the courage to conquer all passions. After the attainment of knowledge, he preached for about 30 years to explain the essence of religion to people. To make it easy for people to understand, he spoke them in their common language as Ardhamagadi. Let's learn the five principles of living or vows of Vardhaman Mahavir. So on your screen, you can see the five principles. Let's learn them in detail. Ahimsa means non-violence. No living being should be hurt, injured, or harmed through one's behavior. Second, Satya means truth. Every speech and action should be true. Third, Asatya means non-stealing. Asatya means theft. Taking what belongs to others without their consent is thief or stealing. Asatya means non-stealing anything. Ap- Aprigraha means non-attachment. Men tend to accumulate property due to greed. Aprigraha means not hoarding or accumulating anything in this way. Fifth, brahmacharya means chastity. It means leaving bodily pleasure and following the vows.
Tirthankaras appears in the world to teach the way to moksha or liberation, not an incarnation of the God. Great omniscient teachers who live at various times in man's cultural history accomplish the highest spiritual goal of existence. Each new Tirthankaras preaches the same basic Jain philosophy. 24 Tirthankaras during this present age. Seva Tambara Jains believe that Tirthankaras can be men or women, but Digambar Jains believe that women cannot be Tirthankaras. Let's learn the three Ratnas, means the three jewels, path to liberation from karma. Jainism is a soul oriented philosophy and religion. The ultimate goal of human life to get liberation from karmic bondage. Three jewels means threefold path to liberation. Samyak Darshana means right to faith. Samyak Janana means right knowledge. Samyak Charitra means right conduct. Let's learn more about them. Samyak Darshana means to understand the truth in the preaching of the Tritankara and to have faith in it. Samyak Janan means studying the preaching and philosophy of the Tritankaras regularly and learning its deep meaning. Samyak Charitra means strictly following the five great vows. Essence of Vardhaman Mahavir's teaching. The teaching of Vardhaman Mahavir Ekantvad is considered to be very important in the quest, means in search for truth. It means pluralism or multiple viewpoints. In our quest for truth, we if we focus on only one or two aspects or viewpoints and draw conclusion, the whole truth is not known. Therefore, it is necessary to pay attention to all aspects of an issue. If people follow this, they develop tolerance toward the opinion of other people in society and give up the attitude of stubborn, means there will be no difference and no fighting among each other. Vardhaman Mahavir taught the people that the greatness of man does not depend on his varna, but on his excellent conduct. In the Vedic traditions, the door of knowledge had slowly been closed to women, but Vardhaman Mahavir gave the right of sannyas, the right to renounce the world, to women too. His teaching were love all living things, have mercy and compassion, and live and let live. Buddhism. Buddhism spread in India, not only in India but also among other countries, outside other countries. Gautam Buddha was the founder of Buddhism. Gautam Buddha period start from 500 363 BCE to 483 BCE. Gautam Buddha was born at Lumbini in Nepal. His father's name was Sudhodana and mother's name Maya Devi. His birth name was Siddharth. He had attained knowledge of human life in its eternity. That is why he came to be known as the Buddha. He wanted to know why there is sorrow and suffering in human life. He left his home and all his comfort to find the answer to his question. On Vaishakika Purnima, he was sitting in deep meditation under a peepal tree near the city of Gaya in Bihar. On that day, he got enlightenment, or the biggest high, or the highest knowledge. The tree is now known as the Bodhi tree or Bodhi Vriksha, and the place Urvila is known as Bodh Gaya. He delivered his first speech at Sarnath near Varanasi. His teaching in the first speech are termed Dhamma. He set in motion the wheel of Dhamma in his speech. Therefore, this event is called Dhamma Chakra Pavatana in Pali and Dhamma Chakra Pavatana in Sanskrit. Later, he traveled on foot for nearly 45 years to preach Dhamma. He preached in life. He preached in the Pali language. In Buddhism, the concept of taking refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha is important. Let's learn about Arya Satya, means Four Noble Truths. Dukkha means suffering, the cause of dukkha, dukkha nivaran, pratipad. Let's learn in detail about this. Dukkha means suffering. There is suffering in human life. The cause of dukkha means there is a cause of suffering. Dukkha nivarana. It is possible to end suffering. Pratipad means way. This way leads to the end of suffering. This is the way of good conduct. It is known as the Eightfold. Let's learn more about the Four Noble Truths in detail. First, the truth of dukkha means to understand dukkha in all its form. Recognize this is dukkha. Encourage dukkha should be understood. Realization dukkha is understood. The origin of dukkha. To let go of the origin of dukkha. Recognize there is a way to give rise to dukkha. Encourage put an end to the origin of dukkha. Realization the origin of dukkha is understood. The extension of dukkha. To experience the extension of dukkha. Recognize it is possible to end dukkha and cultivate peace and joy. Encourage extinguish dukkha and cultivate peace and joy. Realization dukkha is extinguished between peace and joy is present. The path leading to the extension of dukkha means to practice the eightfold path. Recognize there is the eightfold path to end dukkha. Encourage, put the eightfold path to end dukkha into practice. Realization, the eightfold path is being practiced. Let's learn about the Panchil of Gautam Buddha, means the principle of the Gautam Buddha. He mostly says that stay away from killing animals, stay away from stealing, stay away from unethical conduct, stay away from telling lies, stay away from intoxicant means drugs, alcohol, etc. Now let's learn about Buddha Sangh and his teaching means what he teach to the people. He created a sangha of bhikkhus to preach his religion. Followers who gave up their domestic life and entered the sangha were called bhikkhus. They too travel on foot like the Buddha to preach Dhamma to the people. There was a separate sangha of women. They are called bhikkhunis. People of all varnas and castes could embrace Buddhism. Gautam Buddha announced the freedom of human intelligence. He refused the discrimination based on things like varna. No one is greater or smaller by birth. These were the words of Gautam Buddha. Greatness depends on one's behavior or conduct. One of his famous quotes is that even the little quail can chirp freely in her nest. This shows his thinking on the value of freedom and equality. He preached that, like men, women too had the right to their own upliftment, means their own rights. He opposed the rituals of yajna. His teaching of wisdom, moral virtues, and other values are aimed at the welfare of men. Compassion means karuna for all living beings was an extraordinary feature of his personality. The tolerance preached by Gautam Buddha is a guiding principle not only for the Indian society but all mankind even today. Children, do you know about the eightfold parts? So let's learn more about this in detail. On your screen, you can see the right right eightfold paths. First, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Now, let's learn about all these eightfold paths in details. Right view means the knowledge of the Four Noble Truths. Right resolve means giving up cruelty, etc. Right speech means refrain from telling lies, telling tales, rude, harsh, and meaningless speech. Right conduct means stay away from killing animals, stealing, and uncontrolled behavior. Right livelihood means using only the proper means of livelihood. Right effort means making effort to avoid wrong acts, giving up wrong acts, undertaking and maintaining good acts. Right mindfulness means being mindful to remove passions and concentrating on trying to understand one's own feeling and minds. Right concentrations means experiencing deep meditation and concentration.
Lokya, the ancient trend of thought known as Lokya or Charva, is also important. It emphasized independent thought and rejected the authority of the Vedas. In the ancient period, new religious trends and thoughts went on emerging in India. Later on, religions like Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and Zoroastrianism also took root in the Indian society. Let, let's learn more about all this religion in our next slide.
Let's learn about Judaism. Judaism history. Judaism is a monotheistic religion, meaning it has a belief in one God, means that the people belonging to the Jews religions may have arrived in Koch in Kerala around the 1st to 3rd century of Christian's era. They believe that there is only one God. Judaism emphasizes justice, truth, peace, love, compassion, humanity, charity, ethical speech, and self respect. The prayer hall is known as synagogues. Judaism has its root in the Promised Land, which is also known as modern day Israel. Christianity. Christianity is a religion founded by Jesus Christ. It has spread all over the world. Saint Thomas, one of the 12 disciples of Christ, came to Kerala in the 1st century of the Christian era. He established a church at Pulayur in Trichur district in 52 CE. According to the teaching of Christianity, there is only one God. He is the loving Father of all and its component. It is believed that Jesus Christ is the Son of God who came to the earth for the salvation of mankind. According to the teaching of Christianity, we all are brother and sisters. We should have everyone. We should love everyone including our enemies. We should forgive those who are error or go wrong. The Bible is the holy book of Christianity and the prayer house is known as a church. Islam. Islam is a monotheistical religion. There is only one Allah and Muhammad is his prophet. The message of God is revealed through him in the holy book of Quran Sharif. The word Islam means peace. It also means surrender to Allah. The teaching of Islam is that Allah is eternal, absolute, all powerful, and merciful. The purpose of human existence is to worship Allah. The Quran Sharif provides guidance on how man should believe in life. Since ancient time, there have been trade relations between India and Arabia. Arab traders used to visit the ports on the coast on Kerala. Islam spread in Arab in the 7th century CE. Islam arrived in India in the same century through Arab traders. The prayer house of Islam is known as mosque or masjid. Now let's learn about Zoroastrianism. Since ancient time, the Zoroastrian people and Vedic people have shared ties. The scare test of the Parsis or Zoroastrian people in the Avesta. The language of the Rig Veda and Avesta is similar. The Parsis came to India from the Pars or Fars province of Iran. Therefore, they are known as Parsis. It is mostly believed that they first came to Gujarat in the 8th century CE. Zarathustra or Zoroaster was the founder of their religion. Ahur Mazda is the name of their god. The elements of fire and water are very important in their religion. The sacred place fire burns in the temple, which are known as Agyaris. At the care of Parsis thinking are three main principles of conduct, namely good thoughts, good words, and good deeds. So, students, let's do a quick recap of this lesson religious trend in ancient India. So, in this lesson, we learn about Vardhaman Mahavir and his five great woes. We also learn about Gautam Buddha as the founder of Buddhism, his Panchali means his principles, and also about his Eightfold Path. People belong to the Jewish community. We also learn Jesus Christ is the founder of Christianity, Muslim and their prophet, and also about their religion. Zoroaster as Parsis and their god Ahur Mazda. Evaluation of our lesson. Fill in the blanks. Towards the end of the dash period, the minutes detail of yajna rites acquired undue importance. Answer Vedic. The dash are the five rules to be followed strictly. Answer Pancha Mahavatra. Buddha wanted to know why there is dash in human life. Answer sorrow and suffering. Jainism is one of the dash religions in India, ancient. Right, true or false? No other people except the priest had the freedom to gain knowledge. Answer true. To make it easy for people to understand the teaching, Mahavir spoke to them in Ardha Magadhi language. Answer true. Answer in brief. What are the teaching of Christianity? Answer. According to the teaching of Christianity, there is only one God. He is the loving Father of all and is omnipotent. Jesus Christ is the Son of God and he descended on the earth for salvation of humanity. We all are brothers and sisters and should love everyone, including our enemies. We should forgive those who err or go wrong. What are the teaching of Islam? Answer. The teaching of Islam are Allah is eternal, absolute, all powerful and merciful. The purpose of human existence is to worship Allah. The Quran Sharif provides guidance on how man should behave in life. Give reason. Why was Gautam Buddha come to be called the Buddha? Answer. Gautam Buddha was born at Lumbini in Nepal. His real name was Siddharth. At a young age, he was pained by the sorrow and suffering in human life. So he left home and all comforts in pursuit of the answer to his question. After tapasya, he sat under Bodhi tree, that is enlightenment or the highest knowledge. Therefore, he came to be known as the Buddha. Vardhaman Mahavir came to be known as Jinnah. Answer: Vardhaman Mahavir was called Jinnah because the joy derived from physical comfort and the discomfort felt due to understand things had no impact whatever on him. In pursuit of knowledge, Vardhaman Mahavir undertook rigorous tapasya, suffered bodily pains without finishing. He gave up all comforts and conquered all bodily desires. Therefore, Vardhaman Mahavir came to be known as Jinnah. Thank you, student.